Alright, for this video I like to do something a little different. Instead of talking about the gameplay and what team I'm using, I more or less like to talk about just what keeps Puzzle and Dragons fun for me and why I keep playing. I recently, I've been lost for my videos, what lead do I use? I don't want to keep reusing the same leads. It might get boring for people to just watch a Woken Yomi gameplay all the time, even though I've had a lot of fun with the Woken Yomi, and she's the most fun lead I've had, so I really like using her. But I can understand that sometimes it can get a bit boring to just watch a Woken Yomi gameplay all the time. So I was scrolling through my box and just looking through all the different possible leads I can use, and what possible lead could I use that would actually be able to clear these dungeons that you guys want to see while also be new and fresh. And I've been trying to get some Awoken Pandora gameplay, but I don't have her leveled or awoken, or I don't really have the materials to really work on that team yet. And I just saw Awoken Parvati in my box, and I'm like, maybe this could work. So this is probably the first time I've used Awoken Parvati, ever. I evoed her as soon as she came out, her Awoken form in NA, and I remember seeing Puzzle Boss use her, and I was like, yeah, this is really OP lead. I really want to use her, and I never really did. I kind of threw her on my Bastet team as a sub for a few weeks until I got some better subs. So I rolled my Perseus and my Osiris and um, some of the other leads, some of the other subs that I use. So I kind of was like, okay, let me give this a try. So I took her into these dungeons because the latest Descend challenge is out, and it features these rushes: the God Rush, the Devil Rush, Hera Rush, and I think that's it. And this first video shows the Devil Rush, and I first went through this dungeon, and I thought it would be a little bit challenging, and then I got my first multiplier, and I just completely one shot, and I was like, wow. I was amazed by the damage that this team can do. I never see videos on Woken Parvati, and I really don't know why. Her damage is great. Her recovery is good. I think she can get up to 39 times multiplier, maybe a little bit higher than that. And that's pretty good. It can clear pretty much anything. And she also has an increased recovery multiplier, which is really good. So, I just want to ask you guys, what leads do you guys use just for fun? Or, what teams are you guys working on that's not necessarily oh, the big new thing, the Awoken Lucifer, the Awoken Yomi, or Yomi Dragon, or Raw Dragon, or the new big thing. What leads do you guys still use that's just for fun? I know this is kind of a bad example, but my friend, he really wants to make a Saria slash Thor team. He doesn't really have the subs yet, but he's just dead set on making this team. Not because he thinks it's the best team there. He really thinks it'll be fun to play, and that's just what he works towards. So hopefully that can work out for him. And I don't know. Usually I really just try to. I'm the kind of guy to play a game and just want to one shot everything. So the newest best lead always works out that way, because especially with the newer content that Puzzle Dragons has been coming out with, it's these insane multipliers that back in the day, these multipliers, 16 multiplier used to be amazing back then, when Horus was one of the best leads, and now you have these 100 times, even Anubis with this 400 times, insane multiplier that can just destroy everything. But so yeah, what leads do you guys use just for fun, or what leads you guys, or what do you do just to keep the game fresh? Because I know a lot of people out there, they kind of get a little bored of games after a while, and games can kind of be not as fun anymore. And for someone like me, I've been playing Puzzle and Dragons for well over a year now, and you can't say that for a lot of games. Most most games you play them what, a few months, maybe, maybe a year, and they're done. You might come back to them after a while and say, hey, let me try this out. But what keeps Puzzle and Dragons fresh for you guys? I mean, for me, mostly, I just try new things, like try new leads, try and play new things. Like, I'm really happy that I pulled Yomi in the Player's Choice Godfest because she really revitalized the game for me. Like, without her, I don't know if I would still be playing as much as I still play right now. Like, I really, when the 10 times the Sens came out, I really just hammered through that, and I wanted to hypermax my team. I didn't quite get it finished. I need one more to fully hypermax that team, but I mean, I really just won 297 a day and just really grinded out that week, even though I had tests, which is bad. But and I think that's all. I mean, enjoy the gameplay. The the Sen challenge that's out right now actually features these two dungeons, so maybe this gameplay can be, I guess, kind of informative and help you clear these if you're having trouble, and maybe some leads that just aren't getting exposed. I know Woken Parvati doesn't get many videos nowadays. So, thanks for watching. Bye.